Hi, welcome to this page of the notes. We're just going to continue more of what we did on the last page, just slightly more advanced. I have given you some equations. We're going to be solving for the variable. So let's just jump right into these. Feel free to work ahead. Come on back, check your answers once you've had an opportunity to do them. Here we go. In the first one, right away, I recognize I have grouping symbols and I have coefficients multiplied out front. You should immediately think distributive property, and so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's distribute. When I distribute, I will now have a 5x plus 15. Let's see, plus 2 minus 2x equals 14. I'm going to need to combine like terms, so I got to make sure I put all of my like terms together if I have any, and I do. I've got these constants, 15 and 2. I have a plus 5x and a minus 2x. Well, here we go. I would then have 5x minus 2x. A 15 plus 2, we can do that in our head. That's just going to get you 17. Equals 14. Let's go ahead and take care of this. 5x minus 2x. The variables and the powers have to be the same if you remember our definition of like terms. Well, I have the same variable. They're both x's. They're both to the first power. So these are like terms. 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. So I have 3x plus 17 is equal to 14. All right, well, now we're to the point where we were on the previous page. You have this this equation. We just need to isolate the variable. We need to get that x by itself. Well, we're going to go ahead and start by by subtracting the 17 to the other side. Since it's a plus 17, the only way to move it would be to do subtraction. So let's go ahead and take care of that. We're going to go ahead and do a negative 17. And the property of equality says whatever you do to one side, you got to do to both sides. So we'll subtract 17 from both sides. That's going to leave me with a 3x is equal 14 minus 17. Throw that in your calculator. I get negative 3. Okay, well, now I'm not quite there yet. I still need to get that x by itself. I am multiplying the x by a 3. The only way to undo multiplication is division. So I'll divide by 3. The property of equality says whatever I do to one side, I must do to both sides. So we'll divide both sides by 3. That leaves me with the x all by itself over here. That's exactly what I wanted. I need to isolate that variable. I wind up with a negative 3 divided by 3 on the other side, which of course is a negative 1. And you have solved that equation for x by isolating the variable. Let's try another one. Okay, right away again here looking at this one, I recognize that I have yet again another grouping symbol with a coefficient out front. You should immediately think I'm going to need to distribute, and that's exactly what we're going to do to start. So let's go ahead and rewrite this problem now as a negative 10x. I will have 3 times 4x, which will be plus 12x. I'll have 3 times a negative 2. How about a minus 6? Equals, and I still have my 6 over there on the other side of the equal sign. All right, let's go ahead and combine like terms and just see where this gets us. I have a minus 10x and a 12x. Are those like terms? Well, we need to look at the variables. Variables are the same. Awesome, we're off to a great start. The powers need to be the same. Yes, they're both to the first power, so I can combine these like terms. A negative 10 plus 12 is going to be a positive 2. Alright, we got to keep going here. I got to get that x all by itself. I need to isolate it. I'm subtracting 6, so the way to move that 6 to the other side would be to add it to the other side. I need to undo subtraction. Addition will take care of that. So we'll go ahead and add 6 to both sides. A -6 and a +6 effectively cancel each other out, leaving me with just a 2x over here. And on the other side, 6 plus 6, we get 12. Almost there. We're really close. I'm multiplying my x by a 2. Well, to undo multiplication, we'll need to use division. So I'll divide both sides, thanks to the property of equality. We'll do it to both sides, dividing by a -2. 2's cancel each other out on this side, so I have completed the task I set out to do. I needed to get the x by itself, and I have done that. On the other side, 12 divided by 2, 6. Let's try another one. Once again, just glancing at it, grouping symbols, coefficients in front, we're going to be distributing. This is a great reminder. For the second group, it's multiplied by a -4. Do not distribute just the 4. You need to distribute everything in front of that grouping symbol, the minus sign and all. So we're going to distribute a -4 through the second set of parentheses. The 2 will get distributed through the first set. Let's go ahead and do that now. 2 times 2x is 4x. Let's see here. Then we'll have 2 times a -1, so -2. Then I'll have a -4 times 3x should be -12. X and a -4 times a +1 should be a -4. That's all going to be equal to my 2 over there on the other side. Let's go ahead and put together our like terms if we have any. And I do. I have a 4x and a -12x. Those are like terms. Let's go ahead and group them together. So 4x minus 12x. I have my -2, my -4. That's all equal to 2. Now that we put all of our like terms together, we can go ahead and combine our like terms. +4 minus 12 should get me a -8. A -2 and a -4. Add a line, change the sign, so I could change this to a -2 plus a -4. Whatever, same thing. Do it on your calculator. Don't fat finger something. Should get a -6. All right, well, we're off to a great start here, but I need to get this x all by itself. Since I'm subtracting 6, the way to move it to the other side would be to use addition. That leaves me with a -8. X is equal to 2 plus 6, or 8. Almost there. I need to get this x by itself. That means I got to get rid of the -8. Since I'm multiplying, we'll need to divide. Over here on this side, the -8 divided by -8 is a 1, so those guys have effectively canceled each other out. On the other side, 8 divided by, hang on, I apologize, that is crazy. I don't even know what the heck that is. -8, there we go. Well, any number divided by itself is, of course, going to be 1. But I have a +8 divided by a -8. Positive number divided by a negative number is a negative number. So we'll have a -1 here. Slightly more complicated problem. Certainly involved a lot more steps, but still using the properties of equality from the previous page of the notes in order to isolate your variable and find its value. That takes care of this page of the notes. Head on over to the next page. I'll meet you there.